Sorry about that, guys. Sorry down here. Don't worry about it. I just had some technical difficulties. You guys get to see my chin while I'm adjusting this other camera up here for the Instagram followers. Guys, I came on live Saturday. Let me just tell you, I'm an emotional person. I have ups and downs, and because I don't live by how I feel. I say that, don't live by your feelings only or your emotions. Don't let them dictate to you which direction or what you're going to do. Show up anyways. Do the things, and also think through some of the stuff that you are feeling, and your emotions are but meant to be a signpost, meant to be a fuel. They do fuel you, whether you realize that or not, but that is not what this conversation is about. I have been inspired by a repost that my friend and mentor posted today. She actually reposted it, or she highlighted it again by making a comment on it, anyways, on Facebook. And it was that every person that is successful knew that they were going to be successful, or that they were meant for more before they became successful, even when they were in the place that they weren't successful at. When I'm talking about success, I am not just talking about business related success, which I think is what our mind says when we think about success. But I'm talking about knowing that you were made for more than what you're doing right now, made for greatness. There is a deep longing inside of us, in every human being, knowing that we were made for more. Part of that more is really encounter with God. It would probably be the biggest part of that more, okay? Encounter with God, fascination with who he is, fascination with his character. And this morning I've been talking with my husband about, what is the point at which you became able to receive what God has for you? Was it when the people around you were highlighting all the things that you need to change, all the things that you were not doing right, or not, and it's out of a good heart, honestly. It's out of a good heart. The people around us are actually loving us because they want us to know that this is going to be painful for us in the future. It's going to harm us. A lot of times it's from personal experience that you speak into someone's life. I don't believe that most people are pointing things out to condemn or to make people feel judged or to make them feel bad. I mean, this happens to me even now, where people around me say things, they don't realize it hurts me. They don't realize that it makes me feel less than, or it makes me feel like not good enough, or not worth it, or not valued. And I'm not saying that we can do away with that. What I'm saying is that you were made for something more, and the longing to step into that identity and that purpose in your life creates a little bit of pain as well, because you see where you're at and the people around you highlight where you're at. But we're made, partly as believers, our calling is to speak forth what is not as though it is. Declare a thing and it will be. Okay. And I mostly think of that in terms of human beings and people's thought processes and the posture of their heart. And because for me, when I was in the most depths of despair in my life, and it hasn't been once, it's been multiple times, and things come up again, and you work through things again, and life is like that, okay? A lot of times the things are not completely removed, but it's spiraling forward and upward based on your choices and your decisions to grasp for the better, for the greater purpose and the greater thing, okay? So when I've been in that place where I've felt really, I've made bad choices. I've made choices that were super painful for me and super painful for those around me because they love me, or it's affecting them in a way that is painful and it's not family or whatever. When I've made those choices, most of the time people know when they've made those choices. They know that it's painful. They know that it's they don't want to do it. So the thing that we need, and the thing that helped me get out of that place, was being removed from the situation or circumstance. Whoops, sorry about that pause. Situation or circumstance that created an inability for me to see the way forward. And the people around me in that time frame telling me that God has plans for me, plans for hope and for a future, that this isn't my destination. These struggles and these, I've walked with a lot of people through things. It reminds me of the stories that Jesus is saying in the New Testament when the Pharisees or Sadducees, I don't know, they're trying to trap him in his own words and stuff. And it's like, why are your disciples doing this on the Sabbath? It's the rules, right? There's rules. You need to stay in those boundaries. And I am definitely not a no boundaries girl. Okay. Anyone that knows me knows that I agree with boundary setting. I think it's wise and it's smart. But when the boundaries, hold on one second, honey. When the boundaries that you're setting are actually creating, a place where it's not loving anymore. You're not loving the people around you. The rules that the Sadducees and the Pharisees were talking about, they're talking about, why are they doing this on the Sabbath? You're supposed to keep the Sabbath holy. And Jesus is like, wouldn't you save your own flock if it fell into the hole? Wouldn't you throw aside the rules in order to save the life? I mean, that's kind of intense. And I don't even know what I'm saying, partly, guys. This is how sometimes God speaks through you. And I know God is speaking through me right now. I know there's something in this for you who are watching and for my own heart. Think about, it's the simple thing that the word says that we try to teach our kids all the time. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. And also why it says those who have been forgiven much love much, because you know what it's like to be bound and in that place of suffering and feel alone and nobody understands, and you are crying out with everything in you to be someone different. Not because you know the pain, you know that it's causing pain inside of you, you know that it's causing pain with other people, and you know it's not beneficial. It's not moving forward in a good way. It's not helping people, and it's not helping you, okay? That doesn't mean that when you make right choices that there is no suffering or pain involved, that life just suddenly becomes like this big, easy, I'm riding the wave and there's no working things out because everything is great. Everything is awesome, but your perspective certainly changes. And so when you're going through those painful times, and when you see someone else going through those painful times, you have compassion. You have kindness in your heart, an ability to say, I see you where you're at, and that's not where you want to be, and that's not where I want you to be. But I'm going to love you in that place and help you out of that place. I'm not going to hang out with you in that place. I'm not going to sit there in that sin. I'm not going to encourage sinfulness. And a lot of times we are also in denial of what we're doing and the effects it's having because we so don't want to be there. So if we could see that people really don't want to be there, then our treatment of them is completely different, right? Anyways, I don't know. I just felt really like I needed to share that. So I love you guys. You are loved. God loves you. He's for you, not against you. If you know his character, if you know who he is, if you knew he loved you, then you would run into him and not away from him. So message me if you want to chat more about that. Comment here if you have questions or thoughts on that. Let's interact over it. Okay, have a great Saturday. I will see you again